continue recording.
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
We got a call just basically that you were just reporting vehicles throughout I guess that we're driving around the IBC.
Okay, what happened?
Sorry?
What happened?
What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
It was just that we had received a call that you were reporting vehicles while they were passing by the IBC.
Okay.
Are you from the area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an ID on you? Just let this much know that I'm in contact with you.
This is a consensual encounter?
No, we actually got a call.
How come it's not consensual?
Well, because we had parties that were asking for me to check out with you.
Is there a crime being broken?
No, there isn't.
So it's consensual then, right?
Well, it's not consensual because if it's consensual, then that would be just me making contact with you without me being dispatched to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, since there's not a crime, then you have no investigation, right?
Well, no, it isn't. That's the reason why I'm here. I didn't know that you were standing behind the IBC bank.
The suspicion of crime?
No, it's not.
So you have no reason to be here, right?
No, I do. I'm advising you that I got a call.
Oh, okay. So I think what you do is make contact with them then.
No, because I don't know.
Oh. So
Yeah.
you just got anonymous call.
Just
All right.
just this.
Okay. Well, I don't really give ID.
Well, you're required to right now because obviously I got a call. It's not a consensual encounter.
I'm only required to give ID. I believe it's 3802 Penal Code. I'm only required to give an ID if I'm lawfully arrested. I'm not lawfully arrested.
Well, no. That's obviously, if you're arrested, then yes,
Right.
obviously you're required to give your information. But what I'm trying to make you understand is this isn't a casual encounter. I just didn't drive by here and just say, hey, okay, let me check out with this guy. That's not what happened.
Okay, so
I didn't know that you were out here.
you're right.
Okay.
So in terms of your investigation was a suspicious.
The camera keeps rolling as a routine moment slowly turns tense. What begins as a calm conversation shifts when authority meets uncertainty. An officer explains a call came in, nothing more. No crime, no accusation, just suspicion. The man stands his ground, steady and informed, questioning the very reason for the interaction. The words consensual encounter hang heavy in the air, carrying more meaning than most people realize. This isn't resistance, it's awareness. The discussion circles around rights, responsibility, and the thin line between a call for service and an investigation without cause. The officer insists presence alone justifies contact. The citizen pushes back, reminding everyone that suspicion without evidence is not a crime. The tension doesn't explode, it simmers. This moment exposes how easily everyday actions can trigger official scrutiny, and how knowing the law can change the balance of power. In the end, no laws are broken, but the lesson is clear. Rights only matter if you understand them, and are willing to calmly defend them.
First.
Yeah, that's how the call came. And obviously, you're not doing anything wrong. I mean, I can see that you're just standing here with your phone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not. You know what I mean?
So
and
why
you're not
would
in any trouble.
I mean, I wouldn't know that. If I surrender my Fourth Amendment, I could be wanted. Then that'd be surrender of Fourth Amendment, then I could be in trouble.
In trouble for what?
I'm just saying, in hypothetical scenarios, we watch cops all the time, right? It still comes on TV. When someone surrenders their Fourth Amendment, such as their ID, you guys run that through NCIS, and then you go, or ASIS, you're right, and you run their system, their information is look for warrants. So now they surrendered their Fourth Amendment, then they're subject to arrest.
Okay, so do you understand the reason why I'm here?
Yeah,
I totally understand that, but that would be like in a whole different circumstance, right? This isn't a traffic stop or anything like that. It's not a casual encounter.
Mhm.
I mean, you can just provide me information. We did get a call that you were out here reporting vehicles. Again, you're not committing any crime.
Mhm.
The only thing is that I got dispatched here.
Okay. No rings. You're not married?
No, sir.
Why not?
No need to be.
No need to be? Oh, wow. Woo.
If you don't mind, I'll be out of your hair. It's kind of hot out here, and you can continue. To
It's a good shade. Look at this shade tree. Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot assist you with your investigation. That's not my job. I'm not going to do that. So even identifying me will be assisting you with your investigation.
Well, the thing is that I don't know you personally.
You're not supposed to. I'm a private citizen.
Yeah, of course. So
Right.
what I'm saying is I got dispatched here.
Well, you got to
So
know.
it's not a consensual encounter, right? You do have to identify, is what I'm saying.
I don't have to identify.
Because it isn't a
How long you been an
consensual
officer?
encounter. A few years.
Few years. You know, I got a question. This is hypothetical speaking. This is not, I'm not insinuating nothing. This is a hypothetical conversation. When officers encounter a member of the public, and a member of the public explains to them their rights. Okay.
I can hear you. I can multitask.
Okay.
Under the heat and shade of a quiet street, a simple stop turns into a constitutional debate. The officer explains he didn't just stumble upon this scene. He was dispatched. The citizen listens, unmoved, carefully weighing every word. He understands the logic, but not the implication. Giving up identification, even voluntarily, opens doors that can't always be closed. The Fourth Amendment isn't theory here, it's personal. The narration unfolds like a chess match, each side making calculated moves. The officer assures there's no trouble, no crime, just a call. Yet the request remains. Identification, cooperation, compliance. The citizen refuses, not out of fear, but principle. He explains how easily cooperation can transform into consequence. The tone stays calm, but the stakes are real. This encounter highlights a reality many never consider. You can be completely innocent and still face pressure to surrender your rights. No arrest follows, no citation, just a quiet reminder that freedom often depends on how well you understand the rules of the game.
Name?
Officer Miguel.
Badge number? 747. What was your badge number? 747. Okay, just like a hypothetical question. I'm not insinuating nothing, but when officers encounter a member of the public and the member of the public state their rights or penal code, why do officers never think that they're police? Is it because there's a code of conduct that says if you're a police, you wouldn't do this? If you're a police, you wouldn't be out here with a camera doing what you're doing. Is that like an internal thought process?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't even know.
Wow. So no one. So when I rewind this and play this, you're saying I gave an incomplete sentence?
That's not what I'm saying, sir.
Well, then why don't you know what I'm talking about?
So right now we're obviously you're going off topic, right?
I'm supposed to because you have no reason to be here.
I do. I just explained that to you. We got a phone call, right? It's just somebody concerned. That's all it is, right?
And now you're here.
And now I'm here. So it's not a consensual encounter, like I mentioned. I just didn't drive by here and decide to talk to you.
You did.
I did. I actually got here. So
It's a little too loud for us to just roll by and talk to you.
we just came into shift anyway. So
Well, the reason I say you did is because no one gave you a citation of a law being broken or a policy being broken. Therefore, for you to drive past and observe, you observe the suspicious person, which is me. You see no crime. You was given no crime.
no.
And you observe the suspicious person, which is me. And since you observed the suspicious person,
Yeah, I got you. No,
hey, y'all body cameras rolling?
yeah.
Okay.
Like she just finished explaining to you, we just got a call, right? You know, so whenever we get a call, you know, you're matching description, we just, you know, come say what's up, right? Make sure you're good. You know what I mean?
But listen, I want to have a lower level conversation real quick. This is my hypothetical question. Why is it that when officers are called to the scene, even if it's not a crime, like what I'm doing right now, why is it that when you engage with a member of the public, when the member of the public state their rights, and if I state penal code,
As the conversation continues, the focus shifts from the moment to the mindset. Experience is questioned. Assumptions are exposed. The citizen asks why officers often dismiss people who clearly understand the law. Is knowledge seen as defiance or simply inconvenience? The camera captures confusion on both sides. The officer insists the reason is simple. A call was received, so contact was made. Nothing more. But the citizen challenges that logic, pointing out the absence of any broken law. Observation without crime becomes the foundation of the stop. Body cameras roll. Explanations repeat. The same loop plays again and again. A concerned citizen's call brings officers to the scene, but concern alone doesn't equal wrongdoing. The tension here isn't hostility. It's misunderstanding. This moment reveals how easily roles blur when authority meets informed resistance. No one raises their voice. No one backs down. And in that space, the true issue becomes clear. Without clear limits, even routine calls can slowly erode the boundary between protection and overreach.
case law, why is it that police officers never think is he a police officer? It's almost like you guys just be like, he's not a lawyer, he's not a police officer, whatever he's saying. Why is it that type of like posture?
Yeah. No, I mean, we listen to people, right? It's a part of our job every single day. When people are right, I tell them, okay, you're right. You know what I mean?
Okay, now watch this. Is this a consensual encounter?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Just because it's a call for service.
Right, because it's a call for service.
Yeah.
But when it's a call for service, you guys are here to enforce the law.
Not necessarily.
Then what else do you enforce?
So like reasonable suspicion, right?
What's reasonable?
Reasonable?
That's articulable reason
This is what a
suspicion.
reasonable person would believe. You know what I mean?
Is that a penal code reason?
It's in the penal code.
It says articulable suspicion that a crime is being committed or about to be committed.
I don't know the definition textbook off my head, right? But reasonable suspicion, probable cause, they're all different levels.
Right.
But like I said, call for service, usually just reasonable suspicion. You know what I mean? It's not probable cause, right? Like, there's no
Right.
probable cause.
So there's no probable cause for me to ID. But that's not what she's saying. We're still here because she's saying I have to ID.
Oh, that's my fault, right?
No.
Officer in charge here.
Yeah, she's officer in charge,
Yeah.
but you still have a duty to correct any erroneous mistakes. So right, so
I don't see any mistakes going on here. Right?
you just said I don't have to ID. I just told you she said I have to. Now you say you don't see a mistake.
Well, that's her call. Maybe she sees something that I don't.
I don't know what to call you.
Yeah. How you doing?
You're gonna be good if we leave.
Yeah.
Look, like I mentioned before, you're not committing a crime, right? And
Right.
you're obviously aware of that, right?
Right.
You obviously got concerned citizens. You're reporting, right?
But no,
So-
you're nice. But my thing is this: when a member of the public engages with law enforcement, we should be able to give our understanding also in such a way to you guys shouldn't be in a hurry to leave. Because if there was a real investigation, if I was breaking the law, you guys would take your time to detail a police report. What they call them? Witnesses. You guys would take your time to get a full report.
Sometimes our hands are limited, right? Like I mentioned earlier, it was just a concerned citizen, so we don't have any information to go based on.
Right. I know that, but I'm saying, like, since you don't have that,
We don't, and so the call came out,
Mhm.
guy matching your description. You're obviously holding a camera, and you're
Right.
recording, so that's all we have. That's all we have to work on right now. So that's why I'm making contact with you right now.
but for future reference, I just want you to know that is not enough to ID someone.
Okay.
And I think you know that. I think you probably got to update it. You know,
It just
I think
it makes it easier, right? And like I mentioned, you're not in any trouble, like you had mentioned.
Mhm.
I'm trying to make contact with you.
Right.
At the end of the day, I'm doing my job.
no, you are. But see,
Right.
part of your job is to enforce accurate law. If you're missing,
The discussion deepens, moving beyond the stop itself into a broader question about policing. Why does knowledge trigger doubt? Why does asserting rights feel like a challenge to authority? The officer explains concepts like reasonable suspicion and probable cause, drawing lines that seem clear in theory but blur in practice. The citizen listens carefully, pointing out contradictions as they surface. One officer says identification is required. Another says it isn't. The inconsistency becomes a real issue. Not crime, not safety, accuracy. This isn't about refusing cooperation. It's about enforcing the law correctly. The narrator highlights a critical truth. Mistakes don't have to be malicious to be harmful. When officers disagree on basic legal standards, citizens pay the price. The encounter slows, tension easing as it becomes clear no crime exists. Yet the questions linger. Accountability, training, understanding. This moment reminds viewers that public trust depends not just on enforcement, but on precision. Rights mean little if those enforcing the law don't fully agree on what the law requires.
interpreting the law, now you're violating someone's rights unknowingly. You can do it knowingly or unknowingly. Like this gentleman, when you went to the car, he said I did not have to ID. That's counterproductive to what you said. So then when I told the gentleman, well, tell her that, then he said, well, it's not my stop. See, now we have a difference of understanding here. We got two law officers saying two different things. That is a problem. You should be on the same page. And then he said he doesn't know the exact penal code verbiage, articulable suspicion. That's another bad thing because you have to know that to make a proper investigation or proper arrest.
I just go into my business. Are you prior to law enforcement? Or are you just something that you just study because you like it?
I'm definitely, I've been in government.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been in government, and so
Look, like I mentioned, you're not in any trouble, and you haven't committed a crime, right? Like I had mentioned before. You're gonna be good. We
But
won't have to
that's
be
not
caught
good
after.
enough
Well, the thing is that I
because
don't
you
know if
gave misinformation. You said I did not have the ID. Did you say that? And then when I said, well, tell her that, there's no proper cause. So then why did you say I have the ID?
Well, because it wasn't a casual encounter.
It just make it easy. That's not a legitimate circumstance. I want to know the right answer. So I'm trying to get you guys to get on the same page. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to know, why did you say I don't have the ID, and why are you saying I do have the
I
ID?
did get dispatched. He didn't get dispatched.
Doesn't matter. He's law enforcement.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is he probably just did a robot hit. I'm pretty sure he didn't get dispatched to you. I have a call. Like, I have an actual
This is
call
her
that
responsibility.
I mean, there's always an officer in charge for any situation, but that doesn't mean you didn't know what's going on, right?
Okay, so like I mentioned, I did get it. I have a call was created for me to be contacted. This isn't, like I mentioned, I just didn't casually drive up here and I was on the other side of town when this call came.
Right.
So all I'm saying is,
Okay, let me ask you this. If I would have gave you my ID, would you have ran my name?
read it?
Would you have ran it in the system?
No, I would have logged it in. Just that I made contact with you.
So you wouldn't have ran for warrants?
No, there's a difference. I can log it in that I made contact with you, and obviously you haven't committed a crime. And running it through the NCIC, TCIC, which you had mentioned, is totally different. I wouldn't have done that.
Now let me ask you this. How would a member of the public know when you're going to make that discretionary decision?
You could have asked me just like you did right now.
But
Or you could have probably heard.
I've done it before. And I know, and that's the bad thing about law enforcement encounter. You know, when a member of the public says something that happened in the past, law enforcement says, well, that's a different situation. But when you guys encounter us and you say, well, you could be doing this, you could be doing that, then we can say, well, that's a different situation. So it goes both ways, you know. Right.
Yeah, every situation is different. Unfortunately, we're here because, like I mentioned before, there's the call that I received, right? And that's basically, like I mentioned, you're not in any trouble or anything like that.
You guys got cards? Yeah. You can write the CAD number on there, this call for service number on there for me.
You want the CAD number?
Yeah. So you don't want to say are you the kind of public official that don't correct their officers when they're wrong?
I don't know if it's right or wrong.
You don't know penal code?
I do.
What's penal code for ID?
Penal code for ID?
Yeah.
It doesn't really make any sense.
What is the penal code for when a member of the public is required to identify themselves?
When they're suspected of committing a crime.
Right. Am I suspected of committing a crime? So
like I said, we got reasonable suspicion, we got false cause, we got mere suspicion.
All that is separate though.
Yeah. But you're rambling on about all these different
I'm rambling.
Yeah, you keep going different names.
Isn't that what you guys use to articulate an arrest or a citation? You use penal code, right? So when a member of the
Transportation code for citation.
or right. So when a member of the public brings up penal code, then they're rambling.
Well, I mean, you don't really stay on one topic. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Because you guys have no reason to be here, so I have to use subject matter examples to get you guys to understand.
Well, it's like she just finished telling you, man. We do have a reason to be here just because of the call.
Man,
right? That doesn't mean we're, telling you, hey, you're committing a crime or whatever, right? But it's just a concerned citizen, right? Our citizens are responsible.
You're Daffy Duck. You need to touch up on your law and your fundamentals. Because you are a casualty to the city, and you, by the way you interpret things, it's not good for law enforcement.
That's not a case number. I should check out. It's just the kind of narrative call.
It's information. If you guys are hearing an information call.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
No.
All
right.
Be safe, man.
Hey, and always remember, every member of the public could be an FBI agent. They could be anybody. So when you give inaccurate representations of the law, you're opening yourself up to situations and circumstances. And we don't want to do that because the taxpayers have nothing to do with it. Okay. You too.
As the encounter winds down, the conversation turns reflective. The citizen isn't angry. He's persistent. He wants clarity, not confrontation. He explains how mixed messages from officers create real problems, especially when rights are involved. Identification requests, dispatch calls, discretion, all of it matters. The officer reassures him again. No crime, no trouble, no consequences. But reassurance isn't enough when misinformation has already been spoken. The narrator emphasizes a powerful idea. Authority carries responsibility. Misstating the law, even casually, can violate rights without anyone realizing it. The citizen presses for consistency, for officers to be on the same page. not to win an argument, but to protect the public. The encounter ends peacefully, but not quietly. Cards are requested, call numbers written down, accountability preserved. The final takeaway is simple and sobering. Every public interaction is a test of knowledge, of restraint, of professionalism, and sometimes the most important outcome isn't what happens, but what everyone learns before walking away.